Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
St. Elizabeth man stabbed to death by a person said to be mentally ill. A man was stabbed to death in Bridgeway, St. Elizabeth on Sunday night by a man said to be mentally ill. The deceased is 30-year-old Cameron White of Crossmount in the parish. The suspect is in hospital after he was attacked and shot by residents of Bridge River. It's reported that about 9:45 p.m., Mr. White was stabbed in the neck outside a bar. He was pronounced dead at hospital. The police said the suspect was found with several sharp wounds in the community of Bogue in Balaclava. He is admitted in hospital. The St. Elizabeth police have noted that this is the third incident in recent times involving a supposedly mentally ill person attacking members of the public. On Friday, Principal of Retirement Primary, Anne-Marie Robbins-Taralong, was chopped in the head by a man on the school's compound. She is recovering in hospital. The suspect, who is said to be mentally ill, is in custody. Royal Reid and Pinnock lose Privy Council bid to have corruption charges dropped. Corruption-accused former Education Minister Royal Reid and ex-president of the Caribbean Maritime University CMU Pinnock have lost their bid to have the Privy Council, Jamaica's final appellate court, dismiss the charges against them. The men have been contending that the Financial Investigations Division FID, which charged them, did not have the authority to do so. Last week, the UK-based court refused the men's application to appeal the issue, ruling that the Jamaican Parish Court, where the case was first brought, should decide whether the FDI has the authority. Attorney-at-law Hugh Wildman, who represents Reid and Pinnock, said Monday that his clients will go ahead with their case of a judicial review of the decision of the senior parish judge Chester Crooks that the trial in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court should proceed. The Privy Council considered the application on paper. Both the Jamaican Full Court and the Court of Appeal had ruled that the legal challenges against the FID should be made in the parish court. The Court of Appeal is second to the Privy Council. After the Court of Appeal refused an application in November 2021 for the men to go to the UK, they applied directly by way of a special leave in an effort to have the charges dropped. Reid, his wife Sharon, their daughter Sherelle, along with Pinnock and Jamaica Labour Party Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence, are facing fraud and corruption charges involving nearly $50 million diverted from the Ministry of Education and CMU for their personal use. They were arrested in October 2019 and had their bails extended on October 3rd to return to the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on January 9, 2023. Senior Parish Judge Chester Crooks had ruled in February 2021 that the trial should proceed after the accused applied for the case to be dropped, claiming that the FID had no authority to arrest and charge them. In the ruling, Crooks recused himself because of conflict of interest. He had attended Monroe College, St. Elizabeth when Reid was head boy. Reid and Pinnock are asking the Judicial Review Court to quash Crooks' decision because of conflict of interest. The hearing is set for February 6 and 7, 2023. Supreme Court Judge Courtney Day, in June last year, held the trial pending the ruling of the Judicial Review Court. The FID sought to have the stay overturned by Supreme Court Judge Andrea Pettigrew Collins. She said had no authority to do so. That matter is now before the Court of Appeal as the FID is appealing the ruling. Sex assault scandal rattles JDF. An unfolding sex scandal has rocked the Jamaican Army after more than a dozen female soldiers reportedly came forward with allegations that they were victims of sexual assault by a high-ranking officer. The allegations range from rape to fondling and unwanted sexual advances, sources disclose. The name of the accused is being withheld. Jamaica Defense Force JDF insiders told reporters that at least 16 women have come forward and given statements detailing their alleged ordeal. It is unclear if the police have been called in. The allegations are worse in a series of black eyes for the military in recent months. The scandal began unraveling after the first female soldier complained to Army brass that she was sexually assaulted by the senior officer. Soon after, other soldiers began coming forward with complaints. JDF has not yet responded to queries from reporters. Nephew shoots uncle in alleged dispute over land. A man who allegedly shot and injured his uncle at Rengroni Grill, Westmoreland, is now in police custody. According to information reaching reporters, the man on Sunday shot his uncle in the right side of his head and buttocks, allegedly over an ongoing land and water dispute. According to the police, the injured man was sitting on his veranda at home when he was confronted by the suspect, who is his nephew. The perpetrator is alleged to have said, "Long time me I warn you," before pulling a firearm from his waistband. The man was chased by his nephew, who opened gunfire at him, hitting him in the right side of his head and in his buttocks. The victim was assisted to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital by the paramedics, where he was admitted in a stable condition. The suspect was later apprehended by the police in Negril Bus Park. Bartender found dead at guest house in St. Anne. The Runaway Bay police in St. Anne are probing the death of a man whose body was found inside his room at a guest house. He has been identified as 30-year-old Russian Andre Clark, a bartender of Spice Hill District in Trelawney. Reports are that Clark was employed to Sharky's Seafood Restaurant and Bar in St. Anne. It is reported that he left work on Friday night and failed to report for duties the following day. Contact was then made with the operators of the Salem Resort where he was staying. Checks were made and Clark was found face down on his bed inside his room. The police were summoned and checks revealed reportedly that his right hand was bound behind him. His head was also wrapped in a piece of cloth. It is revealed that there were no visible signs of injuries or to the body. The police have not yet established a motive for the killing. Westmoreland teachers donate meals, equipment to hospital. Not all heroes wear caps, some write lesson plans and indulge in giving back. This rings true for a group of teachers from Westmoreland who have dubbed their philanthropic initiative Educators for Charity. The educators have yet again shown their love and appreciation to the staff at the Accident and Emergency A&E Department at the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital by giving them several meal tickets and medical supplies. The mastermind behind the project, Taralyn Cope-Blake, told reporters that initially she decided to donate to the hospital when she saw how overwhelmed the frontline workers were last year when the parish became a COVID-19 hotspot. During the pandemic, I realized that the departments were overburdened and depressed as they were handling losses. I saw it as a way to say that we appreciate you even though it's hard and stressful, the educator revealed. Cope-Blake told reporters that when she first thought of the initiative, she shared the concept with guidance counselor Tony Barrett, who championed the call and lent her support and ideas. Barrett, who organized the crowdfunder via GoFundMe to assist with accumulating additional funds for the project, told reporters that her charity means giving with a willing heart, sharing without a thought about oneself, but more about how others will feel. Educators for Charity has also expressed gratitude to those who joined in the effort: Emmeline Cook, Sandra Simmet, George Cook, J.C. Cook Inc. in South Florida, the school at Clancarty High School past and present, Cave SDA Church, Francis Creamy in Portmore, and friends and family in New York and Connecticut. Cope-Blake said she now has planned to make the initiative an annual one. The gifts were presented to the medical team during a ceremony held on the hospital compound last weekend. The donation of supplies include 135 KFC meal tickets, 20 cases of water, 20 cases of juice, 15 oximeters, and 2 blood pressure machines. Names, smiling faces, cheers and claps rang out for staffers during the presentation of the gifts. Manager of the A&E ward, Padma Williams, expressed gratitude to the Educators for Charity for their kind gesture to the staff. To God be the glory, great things He has done. Every time we press a little more, God will send us help from somewhere, Williams said with a smile. On behalf of our administrators, we want to say thanks to you so very much for your kind gift, your token. I know the staff members will appreciate the food. We love KFC and we love to drink water, Williams told her sponsors. Williams noted that the oximeters are a plus as it will help with the hospital, especially with the increase in the number of gunshot victims they have been having.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,